Hello my friends, happy Saturday. Today we are creating with the stitching die of the month for Spellbinders Club Kits, September 2024. So this club kit here makes this gorgeous sunflower. It can be stitched or it can be left unstitched. Here in the sample on the Spellbinders page, it is actually unstitched. The only thing they stitched was the center. So it's made of two sunflowers is the way they created it. There's a two-piece center. There's a stem. You've got the two leaves. Each one goes a different direction. And then it has a sentiment that says, "Thanks so much," with a shadow. The sunflower itself is about the size of the palm of your hand. So it's a really nice size. Now in yesterday's video, we created this background and I just couldn't let it lay around. So I thought our sunflower would be gorgeous on it. And since it's 5x7, I thought that would be the perfect size for our sunflower card today. Now I have already stitched this one up and I was going to stitch a second one. Now I always double my paper when I stitch. And I was going to double it and stitch another one with you on screen. And I just noticed that I'm not sure I want to stitch it. I was looking at the way it looked. And when you lay it like this, I kind of like the way it looks unstitched underneath. So you have the option of alternating these like this, with one stitched and one not stitched. You can stitch the other one and your stitches are going to only show a tiny bit under there. See, it's just like a stripe, just an occasional little stripe. You don't see very much of it. And then you're going to end up putting this on here and you're going to cover up even more. So you're not seeing but just a single strand here and there, and I thought it kind of looked a little awkward. So I'm thinking I like the look of it better this way. Now I was a little concerned because I accidentally bumped a couple of my petals when I was putting away some stuff on my desk. It was actually the big thread box that I have. And I bumped these two petals up and I actually damaged my paper right there. But I noticed that this is going to cover that little bent area, so I'm not worried about it anymore. But I kind of like the way this looks. And I've got my stem. I've got this here. Whoops. There's my green stem. It's actually green. I just doubled it with a piece of brown underneath it, because that's the scrap I had. So there's my stem, and then I've stitched one leaf. I've got the other leaf to stitch with you, and then here's my other leaf, like so, and I'm really liking the way that looks. So what I thought I'd do is we would stitch this leaf together, and then I'm just going to stitch a petal or two on a single one here. I like to stitch with them doubled, but I'm going to use one of them on my project. So I still want to teach you how to stitch it though, just in case you're a beginner. So I won't stitch the whole thing because I'm not going to take up your time. I do value your time here on my channel, and I just want to give you the basics so that you can recreate this in your craft room if that is what you would like to do. So let's just start with the sunflower itself. Now what I like to do to make it quick and easy is just use a little double stick adhesive and take a little piece off. You can use any brand you want. I'm sure you have tons of this in your stash. And just put some on the back of your project. You can even put it over the holes because it's clear. So then use your needle. And I've already threaded my needle just to save some time, but go ahead and just peel this release tape. And then we will go ahead and start right here so that I can put my tail in that adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start here because I'm going to pull these down and put these in this hole right here. All of these stitches are going to come down into this largest hole. So they're going to come from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here, like so. So I'm going to pull this here, and I'm going to pull it back until the end of my string comes, and then I'm going to lay it in that adhesive. And this is going to be quick and easy, very painless, but it's going to get caught in that adhesive right there. See that? And that, if you've ever used double stick adhesive before, that's going to be pretty darn secure for right now. And remember, you're going to be gluing this onto paper. So it's going to get trapped in the glue once you've secured it to your paper. So we just need it to hold it while we're stitching. Okay, so one thing about this sunflower is it does get tangled a little bit because these are so narrow. But I am going to just be gentle because I'm working with one, remember, layer. And this is the reason I don't like using one layer of paper, is because it's just so delicate to use one layer of paper. So I'm just going to go up a hole. And the reason I did that just then is I had a little piece showing right here. I don't know if you noticed that. And I was trying to get it not to show. So I just pulled it over there. If you didn't see that or catch that, go back and watch it. Okay, I'm going to do this last one. It doesn't really matter the order you do them in, as long as they all go from the little hole to the big hole. And you can even break that rule from time to time. But that is the look that you're going after right there. Okay, so let's do that one more time. I want to show you how to transition here, because if you come across straight across here and go to the next hole, you're going to have a line right there. So what I've done on my other one is I've used the tape to my advantage, but I haven't released the tape. In other words, just take another piece of tape. The nice thing about this tape is you can just rip it. So I'm going to secure my thread here so it goes into the center of the flower. And then I'm going to come back up into this flower. And what you don't want is you don't want your thread showing in here. So in this aspect, I'm going to show you how I'm breaking my own rule. I'm going to come up on this first one, the big hole. And I'm going to do this because I don't want my thread to show. I keep dropping my needle. It is a big hole. So I'm going to grab it here and pull it through. Okay. So I'm just going to choose one to go down so I can get the thread to the back. Now I'm going to come up one of the other holes and now start going back down into the big hole. And I'm back on track. But you notice I don't have anything between here because it's been held right here. See that? And that's what the tape is for. It's holding this down right here. Sorry if that wasn't in a frame. This tape is holding this down right here, and it's coming up right there. And that is getting you from not having anything right here. And that's what's important with this die. So you want to do that each time between here and here, between here and here. And if you notice on this one, I have those little pieces of tape all the way around. You see that? And it takes a little bit more than 2 sets of string to do the whole sunflower, or it did for me. So I'm going to go up a hole, down, and try not to get caught on all of the petals. Up a hole, down. It's going to get caught here, so I'm going to move it out of the way. And up a hole, and down. and you're done with another one. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tape it. Just want to make sure this part was completely in frame because it's the most important part of the video, is making sure this sunflower, that you tape this out of the way. And then when you come up the next one, you want to come up and not, this is a bigger gap. See that bigger gap? So when you tape that, you want to make sure that string is not going across there. See that? So we'll just go up this one. So remember, I'm breaking my rule, remember? But now I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to go back to my regular plan. Down the bigger hole and start again. Down the bigger hole. See that? Down the bigger hole and one more, and then we'll finish this strand off because I'm getting pretty short. And there we go. See, we got 3 of them. So now I'm going to just pull this here and tape it off. And actually, when you start the next one, you could actually start the next one and leave a tail and tape both of these tails at the same time if you wanted to. But because I'm not going to keep this one, and this is just a sample for you guys for the lesson, there is the back and here is the front. You see there's nothing in between those little branches, so you don't see your string. Okay, all right, so I'm going to put a little glue on here. If any of you have any kind of hand problems or nozzle problems, like your pen continues to get stuck in your glue, or you forget to put your pen back in your glue, may I recommend getting one of these glue presses. Best purchase ever. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to just turn this around until I like the way it looks. You could put some foam in here if you wanted to, but there's enough bulk in there with the glue and the tape and everything, I think. So I'm just going to, plus you're going to have more layers on top here. So I'm going to just do that. Now, for the center, you can stitch this piece, but it's got lots of etchings in it. But you can stitch it straight across like in a grid pattern. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I really like the detail in it, and I love that it's scalloped behind it. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to do the opposite of what they did. The only thing they did on the packaging was stitch this piece. So we're going to do the opposite. We stitch the whole flower, and we're not going to stitch the center. So we'll do the exact opposite. Just center that with the scallop. I love when the dies are etched like this. It's got all this little detail. I don't know if you could see that, but isn't that pretty? I love all that detail. Looks like all the little seeds are in there. Then we will put lots of glue on here. And we will put this on our sunflower. I have a friend in Canada that absolutely loves sunflowers. Okay. Now, let me show you how to do one of the leaves. I've already got that one threaded up for you too. We're going to do the same thing with the tape. I'm just going to put a piece back here. Don't worry about the holes, because like I said, the holes are covered with clear tape, so they do not show. You just poke straight through them. There we go. And they do not show on the front. Now the way this is stitched here is you have from here to here. Then you're going from out to in, up and down, out to in, up and down, out to in, up and down, out to in, up and down. So it's got the vein. You're doing the veins and the vein in the center and all the veins going out. So I will just start on the end. We will secure our tail down in there, and we're going to stitch straight over it. So it's going to be real secure by the time we're done. So then we will do our first little stem. Then we're going to go out and in, out into the center. Then we're going to do a back stitch. And here I'm going through the glue or the adhesive on the back. See, it poked straight through it. Then we're going to go out to in here from the outside to that same hole that has that adhesive. From the outside to the inside. Do a back stitch up the center. And that's what all these are, just back stitches. Super, super simple. And they have debossed lines. I don't know if you can see them in the video. Let's see if I can see if my light will pick them up. But they've got little debossed. There you can see them a little bit. They're debossed lines that kind of guide you. So it's really simple to stitch on paper. It's very relaxing. You can do it while you're watching television in the evenings. You can even get magnifying glasses that'll sit up like for cross stitchers. You can get those like at your Joann's or I don't know if Michael's carries them, but I know Joann's does, because Joann's actually carries all the DMC floss. So if you have a Joann's near you, you can actually pick up the floss in person. They have all the different colors. Very affordably too. So there you go. See that? What? I think I've missed. Yep, I missed one. I missed one. And I'm going to have to do it backwards, because if not, I'll take that last stitch out. But that's okay. It's all good. See that? There we go. Because I'm talking. I'm talking because we're crafting together. Now this one has lots of stitches, so I can just tuck that behind there and tuck that under there, and there you go. Now, are any of you that are watching previously cross stitchers, or do you already cross stitch? I'd love to know. Let's go ahead and move this out of our way and put our card together real quick. Oops. Just in case you're wondering, this right here is a needle minder. I would recommend it to anybody. It is a magnet. It can be put on your shirt if you want to put it on your shirt, but if you just have it like in your sewing bag, you can just put your needles on it and you'll never lose your needles. There's actually one right here too. So it's wonderful to have. So we're going to go ahead and put our sunflower on our stem like so. I don't know why I was gluing that side yet, but well, let's go ahead and glue that side. We'll go ahead and put our stem down. There we go. Go ahead and put this down here on our paper. And while that's wet, let's go ahead and also put these down. See, I put lots of glue on those stitches. Let's just tuck this under here. Okay. Just add lots of little dots all over, especially where that little adhesive was. Then we'll never have any problem. Let's see, that's going to go there, so we'll put this one down here a little bit, just to make sure that's coming up just a tad, because I just want to stick that under. There we go. That's why I didn't want to push that stem down too far. There we go. I wanted those under there. Okay, now we can push, give it a good push. So then we can add a little bit more glue here. And of course, all back here. I'm just going to do it to the large backs, a circle, so my petals are loose on the page. Give it lots though, so that it can be beautiful. Let's see, do I want them that way or that way? Kind of like it that way. All right, we'll just push that down on there. Oh, I love how the colors look. Look at that. I just had to use that background, guys. If you watch yesterday's video, we made 3 backgrounds, did 3 techniques, used stencils, used a 3D embossing folder, and this 2D embossing folder. So make sure you go check that out. It'll be linked here at the end of the video. Definitely want to see all that good stuff. So that is the card. Now let's see. The video's not too long, so why don't we die cut the sentiment? Why don't we die cut the sentiment real quick? Let me get my Scout, and we'll use the thanks. I think the thanks will fit right in here. So why don't we just use the thanks instead of thanks so much? I think if we just did thanks right there, it would be perfect. Have a couple scraps. If we did the thanks in yellow, and this scrap right here I made with some of this blue ink, so we can just do that real quick. Let me grab my plates. We're gonna try out the new magic mat that scrapbook.com just came out with. I love the magic mat for my Platinum 6, and I'm eager to get the magic mat for my little Scout. So we're going to see how it works together. Hopefully it'll be a huge success because I love my magic mat. So we will just put a scrap of this in here for the thanks, and we will just put a scrap of this, just cut them down a little bit like that. Move my card out of the way. And cut straight through. I am using my Scout more and more. I'm loving it. It gave me a little slippage issue at the beginning, but it's doing much better now. I think I just needed to wear it in. Go ahead and just use this needle right here. Look at that. Magic mat. Love it. Look at that. Perfect job. First time. Love it. Okay, we will go ahead and add a little dots of glue back here. And we will put this on our card. Okay. Just move this out of our way. Looky look. Give this some glue. And we will put this right down here, like so. And that way everything coordinates nicely. There is our card for today. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed these club kits with me this month. All of the links are down below. They support me when you click on them. So thank you so much for supporting me as I inspire you. Have an amazing day, my friends. I will be back hopefully on the 10th for the new release with Spellbinders, if not before then. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye for now and stay crafty.